folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. I'm smiling, as you could tell, because I have not heard this song in like a billion years. The reason I'm smiling is that there are songs that I heard as a kid that I thought meant one thing, and then of course it meant something completely different. It had like an adult theme to it, and I don't think this one does, but I just like hearing songs as an adult that I heard as a kid, but that I haven't heard in the interim, like in the intervening 40 or 50 years. I just haven't heard this song. And Penny Hedlund made a gift to the channel for me to do this. So Penny, thank you. I hope the new job, the new position in your company that you've been with for a little while anyhow, is going well for you. But thank you for the gift and for this request. And it's Lynn Anderson's I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. And we're going to see what we're getting into here. And I remember this, I mean, the title itself just suggests, I mean, as a kid, I took it literally. I'm thinking, well, why would she promise you a rose garden? Roses are okay. But I remember when I was a kid, why my father thought, or mother, whoever did it, thought this was a good idea. They planted rose bushes right by our front door. And so on both sides of it. Right? Which is a stupid idea, because when you have guests or something, even unless you keep it completely trimmed back. But I would ride my bike up, and I remember when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, I would ride my bike up to the front of the front door, because kids don't park it in the garage where they're supposed to. Ride it right up to the front door, but every so often I would fall off right into the rose bush. So I hated rose bushes. And so when this song came out, I'm like, well, why would she promise him a rose garden? He's not going to want that. And but obviously it has a different meaning. But this is why I was smiling. I'm like, now I have to hear the song for the first time, basically, as an adult, to divine or to get the meaning of it. So Lynn Anderson's I Never Promised You a Rose Garden.
Let's do it.
Oh, it's live.
Beg your pardon.
I remembered that line.
I never promised you a rose garden along where the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime.
Yeah.
When you take, you gotta give. So live and let live or let go. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. Come on, sing it up.
This is a crossover.
Like big diamond rings, but you don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, if sweet talking you could make it come true, I'd give you the world right now on a silver platter.
Yeah.
But what would it matter? So smile. Let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. Sing it up. I never promised you a rose garden.
That one line, I beg your pardon, that sets this whole song up for where she's coming. That is like one of these backhanded ways of saying, yeah, well, the thoughts come into my head, but pay attention, idiot, kind of thing. I beg your pardon. You get the sense he was coming at her, and then she's coming back. I beg your pardon. Like anytime someone says, I beg your pardon, generally speaking, they're not being, it's an F-you kind of statement, a watered down F-you. Here's how it works.
Along where the sunshine, there's got to be a little rain sometime. Play it out.
I never knew this was country when I was a kid.
I could sing you a tune and promise you the moon, but if that's what it takes to hold you, just as soon let you go. But there's one thing I want you to know. You better look before you leave. Still waters run deep. Won't always be some
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. So
Personal.
smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. I beg your pardon. I never
Ain't having
promised
it.
you a rose garden along where the sunshine. There's got to be a little rain sometime. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden along where the sunshine. There's got to be a little rain sometime. Thank you very, very much for that song. It was very, very good to me.
So she didn't write it? That's funny how she ended it, because those of you who know Saturday Night Live from back in the day, Father Guido Sarducci, oh, it was that actor, I forget his name, but he imitated, a baseball player, a Latino baseball player, I think very famous, incredibly good, didn't speak English that well, I think, and they used to imitate him as, baseball been very, very good to me. That's how he used to say it. And she just, these time capsules bring you back to that time frame and stuff, because she just imitated that in the end. That song been very, very good to me, which was cute. But I place the odds of that relationship surviving at somewhere, whoever wrote that, and based on a real story, because that one line in there that said, after she sang "Still Waters Run Deep," there won't always be someone there like to pull you out. And then she said, and you know what I mean, or you know what I'm talking about. It's like, oh, that is a shot across the bow. We both know your secret, whatever your problem is in life. So let's just enjoy what we've got now. I place the odds of that relationship succeeding at somewhere around 20%. It's just one of these things where when she's talking like this, when a woman gets this thought in her head that this guy is really out there, don't even try it, she'll have some patience, generally, but I beg your pardon, that sends like, ooh, when she gets to that point, dude, you're on thin ice. That you might fall into those deep waters. Penny Hedlund, good reminder. Gotta have some rain sometimes. You know, our expectations, I think sometimes when we get with somebody else, we like the idea of who they could be more than who they are. And those expectations set us up for great disappointment or ugliness. And sometimes we have these ideas, and I've spoken with people, not only in my life coaching practice, but even long before I had that, there were folks who thought that like a relationship, the right one with your soulmate, was going to be without argument, without friction, without difficulty. And those don't exist. At least not in my lifetime, at all. You put two people together, what is it? You put two people in the same room, and you have an argument waiting to happen. You put three people in the same room together, and you've got a mutiny waiting to happen, because the two will take sides against the one eventually. And that's just sort of like a characterization that's not far off the mark with the human race, what we do when we formulate opinions and ideas about how things should be. The world according to me. And in this one, I don't know if the guy had ideas about how it was supposed to be, but she's coming back with saying, I beg your pardon, that's not how it works. Not just for me, but she sort of went broader truth that roses not only need sunshine, but you got to have rain sometimes too. That's how it works. And then you move past it, presumably the sun comes back out. And for some folks who think that there shouldn't have been that friction in the first place, they can't get over that. They go Asperger's, don't get their mind off of that. And then it just progressively gets worse, where you keep thinking the other person's the problem because there's not supposed to be friction. It's like, well, there's going to be friction. And when there is, take a look at yourself. one of the things I loved about taking philosophy classes at Rutgers, my alma mater, was the first thing people will ask me, they'll think, oh, your head's in the cloud. It's like, no, it's actually very real, because the first thing you learn in these classes is to find the flaws with your own argument. And then if you can't find it, you share it with someone else, let them poke holes in your argument. And you just get used to finding flaws with your own position, things you didn't think of, things that you're placing too much weight on that should be counterbalanced by other positions and premises and such. So you learn to listen. You learn to be like, maybe I don't have the full picture here. Like, yeah, so you really are more deferential in ways to other folks. So it's sort of like, it's me, oh Lord. Like, start with that premise. Like, where am I screwing this thing up? Okay, you're annoying me. I get it. But maybe where did I start the thing in motion? Those of us who watch sports where the ref throws a flag, personal, he sees a guy throw a punch at one guy. But because what the ref didn't see was the guy who threw the first punch before that or did something that got this guy upset. So that when you see it on film, it's like, oh, the first dude got away with it. And so if you're getting yelled at in a relationship, somebody's really mad at you, maybe it would help, as hard as it could be in the moment, to think, all right, what did I do that maybe set her off or him off? Yeah, Penny, the rose garden, I mean, it's a good analogy. It's got thorns on it, roses, but they're beautiful to look at, especially you take the thorns off them and give them to somebody. That's nice. But that's one of those iconic songs that I'm not even going to rate. That was fun, and it sounds like she still had fun doing it. And when it's your number one hit and probably your biggest hit ever, you play that song every single time you perform, and it can get boring for you, so you find ways to think and excite the crowd and excite yourself in performing it. Like every artist wants a big hit, but the thing is, what goes along with it is it's like eating the same meal all the time. You're like, give me something different. But it's the way it works. It goes with the territory. Every job has its drawbacks. That's one of them for artists, and it's a problem that a lot of artists would love to have. Yeah, what a shock, though. I did not even realize that was country. Because I was so young when it came out, I wasn't even thinking country. I was just thinking that's music. And they played it on AM radio and then FM. That's what we had back then. So, Penny, thank you for that. That's going to go on if I still have the playlist, the classic songs reviewed or reacted to but not rated, if I still have it. If not, then it just stands as it is. So there you go. Okay, folks, that was fun. Thank Penny for that. I got to running on that one, as usual. Have a great day. I'll see you in another video. Keep rocking the country.